All right, everyone. So if you have not seen it, this is the pressure washing trailer, the Tiny But Mighty. It is a small footprinted trailer, and this is what we have going on with it. This is our 36-gallon chemical tank right here. We have our hot water burner there, diesel. It is a 110 volt, but I'll get into that in a minute. We got our side panels on. We still need to clean up a little bit on here, but so far so good. We have our Hudson valve. We've got our water return so that we can basically run our pump as much as we want here. 100-gallon buffer tank. We have our manual reel back here, which is, we have about 200 foot of FlexZilla on there right now. 18 horsepower Kohler, could be a little bit better. We've got our fuel tank sitting there. That fuel tank is right around 9 gallons, 8 or 9 gallons. So we can run this machine basically all day. 5.5 gallon per minute pump on it. It actually moves a little bit more than that. We're moving about 6 gallons per minute on the bucket test. And even at idle, we still move about 4 gallons per minute. So we've got our little Harbor Freight vise there. And we've got about 180 feet of non-marking hose here. And then under we have an additional 150 feet of just extra heavy duty hose. They're both hot water rated. So we have a little over 300 feet of pressure hose there. Now this is our electric reel, which is very handy. We do have a pressure gauge next to it just to monitor it. And yeah, so far it's been a really awesome setup. We've test run it a couple times. Hopefully we'll get into some bigger projects here very soon. I am probably going to eventually put a cover on the back of it with expanded metal. And you can see we still haven't tightened down everything. We're going to have some signage on the side as well, but for the size of this trailer, it's probably 1,500 pounds without water in the tank. With water in the tank, obviously add about another, 800 pounds for water. Well within the 3,000 pound axle rating. And it is a small trailer, but it gets the job done. And so far, it's been a really good asset. And really excited to get it going. On the front here, this is also a Harbor Freight special. As you guys know, I do prefer my Harbor Freight stuff. We got to finish some of our wiring here. We've got our master battery. This lid's just loose. Down there is our master power shutoff. And this is our 750 watt inverter here. And nothing special going on, but it works and it doesn't pull. That burner, once it fires up, does not pull hardly any wattage. It's a very, very low. I'm guessing probably maybe 200 watts on startup and probably more like 80 or 100 watts while it's running. So once again, like next to nothing. And the charging system on the Kohler, this one's either 18 or 20 amps. It does have the regulator on it, so plenty of capacity. And that battery in there, that was a Morales special. It is just a regular lead acid battery, but it's got like 185 reserve amp hours of capacity. So even if we were running off pure battery and not off the Kohler, we would have hours and hours of runtime easily. And that's assuming you're running the burner the full time. So I know it's been a long time coming. It's just a lot of projects going on right now. We've got the other trailer that we've fixed up back there. As you can tell, I do light blue. And I know there's a lot of more hotter setups out there than this. But I mean, we probably have maybe $3,000 in this. And for the work it can do, it's probably the equivalent to about an $8,000 or $9,000 one you would buy. And honestly, this one's more compact. It pulls really well behind like a Colorado or Ranger, or you could even pull this behind like a Tacoma. And it's just about as wide as the truck. So you can get into a lot of tight spots. You don't have to worry about taking up a lot of roadage if you're parked on a road. And once again, it just gets the job done. It's also pretty well balanced. We're probably about 200, maybe 250 pounds on the tongue. I could actually lift the tongue if I'm really straining, which is nice if you do have to shift it left or right and you don't back straight up to the ball. I probably will redo the tongue. The tongue was part of the existing frame, but hey, it works now. And all of our LED lights work. Little odds and ends like hooking up our engine. That's what this wire here is for. Big battery gauge cables that are running all the way back to the motor. And that'll run into our starter. We also have some caution lights and stuff we're going to put on the side. Just lots of odds and ends now. But yeah, I hope you guys find this useful. I'm definitely not a professional yet. I'm just getting into the whole power washing thing. So if you have any tips or tricks, please let me know. It was a long time piecing this together. Buying stuff used, guys, listening to guys that were getting out of the business, and yeah, we're pretty excited. Another thing I really like about it is if I need to move it, I can actually move it with the lawnmower. Now ours is a Simplicity, so it is more like a lawn tractor than a mower, but still, we can hook our little ball up to it and we can move it really easily. So I hope you guys find this helpful. This will be probably part 2 in our series, and hopefully part 3 it'll be all together and we can start making some money with it, because it would be nice to have a return on that investment. As always, guys, be safe all the way.